Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the GSMC Basketball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. As always, I'm your host, Marif Fatemi. Getting into our next segment here, we're going to take a look at the Indiana Pacers Cleveland Cavaliers series, a series that I honestly, if I'm going to be completely honest, this is a series I had a feeling was on a collision course when this playoff bracket was announced, and it's a series I've had circled on my board all playoffs long. I was hoping for this because these two teams match up so well against each other. And with the Cleveland Cavaliers as favorites with the Boston Celtics to win the Eastern Conference, the Indiana Pacers going to the Eastern Conference last year, being my dark horse to win the Eastern Conference this year. If I had to pick somebody outside of Cleveland and Boston, I thought it was going to be Indiana. And if last night was a sneak peek into this series, we have a long series ahead of us because it's going to be a phenomenal series. Andrew Nembhard and Tyrese Haliburton shining in this one. The Cleveland Cavaliers really tried to make a pushback. The Pacers jumping out to an early lead. Just overall taking control of the game early 10-point lead, taking a 6-point lead into the halftime, and then clawing their way back, making it a 2-point game going into the fourth quarter. Cleveland Cavaliers made this a game. They did not shy away from the moment. They were in the thick of it all game long. But it was the play of Tyrese Haliburton. It was the play of Andrew Nembhard. It was the play of Pascal Siakam. It was the play of Aaron Nesmith. The depth of the Indiana Pacers is something that a lot of teams cannot match up with. They simply can't. You need to play to put into perspective how good this Pacers team is. You have 6, 7, 8 guys, at least 9 guys on this team that can go off for 10 plus points whenever they want. In this game, there was 6 of them. In this game, there were 2 20-point scorers. In this game, there were 2 players with double-doubles. Haliburton with 13 assists, Miles Turner with 11 rebounds. This is a Pacers squad that has not only been underrated, they have a budding superstar, at least a star, if not a growing superstar, with how many game winners this guy has had in the playoffs over the last 2 years. Tyrese Haliburton is a growing superstar in this league. A player that's, quote, overrated by his NBA peers in an anonymous survey, gets voted as the most overrated player in the NBA. Heinous. There are not a lot of things that I call heinous about the NBA, but that was a heinous moment. Because that was a moment where Tyrese Haliburton looked at the league and said, okay, I'm going to take this personally. And the rest of the Eastern Conference was screwed after that. Let's be honest. Because of how Tyrese Haliburton has been one of the best players in the NBA. One of the best playoff performers. A player that has been labeled he's a facilitator, absolutely. He continues to grow with that title. Double-digit assists. He has double-digit assists almost every game. And I believe he's averaging 10-plus assists in the regular season. But when the offense rolls, when the playoffs rolls around and his offense rolls around, can complement his passing skill, Tyrese Haliburton becomes a different animal. He goes from a one-dimensional pass first kind of guy, Jason Kidd, Magic Johnson-esque kind of guy, to more of a Damian Lillard. He's very Damian Lillard-esque with how he's able to shoot the ball. I don't know who else to compare Damian these days. Like, if I had to compare Damian Lillard to somebody in today's day, it'd probably be Tyrese Haliburton. Tyrese Haliburton may not have the 40, 50-point games, but in terms of clutch moments, in terms of how he, under pressure, Tyrese Haliburton hit a step-back 3 with under 5 minutes to play when the Cleveland Cavaliers held a 1-point lead. Andrew Nembhard, his running mate, is very CJ McCollum-esque. Pascal Siakam is very Yusuf Nurkic-esque. And the Pacers are probably better than the than the Trailblazers of years ago because of how deep they are. When you have not Miles Turner on the team at the same time, you have Aaron Nesmith, you have Benedict Mathurin, Obi Toppin, TJ McConnell. You have a group full of guys that not only are incredibly young, you have an NBA champion in Pascal Siakam. You have a young core that has continued to grow around one another. Went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, continued to grow with the same team this year. Maybe not the same team, but a similar team, and is continuing to play at a high level. This is a team that has been underrated all playoffs long, and the Cleveland Cavaliers better have their shooting ready to go, because if they cannot shoot the ball, if Darius Garland cannot get his shot going, is Darius Garland hurt? I didn't even know that. I apologize. This is brand new news to me. I did not know Darius Garland did not play in game 1. That's probably played. Okay, that did not. Okay, this completely changes everything. Why did I not know this? I'm sorry. This is a big oopsie on my part. This is not a moment that usually happens to me very often. Darius Garland not playing in game 1 definitely played a role in this. If Darius Garland is not healthy, I think that I don't know if the Cavs can beat the Pacers without Darius Garland. Because if you try and lean on Ty Jerome way too much, who are you going to lean on? Ty Jerome, Max Strus, Stephen Merrill, or Sam Merrill, not Stephen, Dean Wade. Like, they have a good group. But Darius Garland is an all-star player. He's an incredibly young talent, and as a running mate with Donovan Mitchell, this team is one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. That's why they have that label. Because Donovan Mitchell can go off for 30 points whenever he wants. Darius Garland can go off for 30 points whenever he wants. The two players just play incredibly well off of one another, complement each other very well. Then you have Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, of course. But even though Mobley did finish with a double-double, still finished with 20 points, 10 rebounds in this one, it's going to be difficult to get both of these guys going when you have Siakam and Miles Turner in the paint together most of the time, especially late in the game. The Cleveland Cavaliers were absolutely bullying the Miami Heat on the offensive glass in the first round because they were able to go tag team with Mobley and Allen, go tag team on Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo cannot guard two of these guys at the same time. I don't think anybody could. I really don't think anybody could. So, but it's going to be interesting to see how Cleveland is going, because Pacers are going to be able to match up against them in that aspect. But the health of Darius Garland is going to be something that we're going to need to watch. I will be playing a close eye on it, absolutely, just because of how vital Garland is to this Cleveland Cavaliers team. Without Garland, I'd say the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to go home in 6 games. I don't think that's crazy to say. I think the playmaking, the shooting of the Pacers is equivalent to the Cleveland Cavaliers with Garland. Without Garland, the Pacers are better. They're deeper. They have more reliable guys. They have more experience playing in the playoffs. As much as Donovan Mitchell is a great player, as much as I loved Evan Mobley and Jared Allen for this team, I think they also have a bunch of young guys with Ty Jerome, with Sam Merrill. And you're comparing a Ty Jerome, Sam Merrill to a Benedict Mathurin, an Aaron Nesmith. I don't know if I'll throw him in there, but you could even throw in a Andrew Nembhard against one of these guys. Who are you picking, Nembhard or any of those guys? I just think the Pacers are on another level right now. I think the Cavs are still great. The Cavs are still great. They're still one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. This is still going to be a competitive series, but without Garland, this Cleveland Cavaliers team could be cooked. I apologize, by the way. I keep bumping the screen. But yeah, that's just my take on it. This series goes 6 games. The next game for this series is scheduled for tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So I'll have more of a preview for that game once tomorrow rolls around for tomorrow's podcast. But I'm going to take another short break. When we come back, I'm going to go switch gears back over to Russell Westbrook, back to the Denver Nuggets, because I did mention Russell Westbrook went into LA and took out his former team in the Clippers. He's going to have to do that. He's going to have to do a similar. He has a similar task in front of him. But this time it's the Oklahoma City Thunder, a team that he built his Hall of Fame resume with, a team that he's beloved in, a place that he's beloved. It's going to be interesting to see how Russell Westbrook's able to handle everything. And Russell Westbrook is going to have to go through a fan favorite of his, a team that loves him, a team that he loves. He's going to have to go through him if he wants to win an NBA championship. You're watching the GSMC Basketball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Don't go anywhere.